You can't replace a man like Shane. He meant so much. I mean, even during the off season, he was still looking for different ways to make the program grow. And he meant so much to the community and meant so much to these kids. I mean, after 11 years, that's thousands of kids that, he's had an effect on.
I know you've been around, you said like about 2005 as far as in the league.
Yes.
Talk about maybe just a special memory or just what maybe stood out in your mind about him as a person or as a...
Well, when I first came in the league, the program that I coach was the Southern Braves. We were having a hard time. And, it seemed, I guess he saw the frustration and everything like that. And he actually pulled me aside and told me, he said, look, keep grinding. Keep coaching, keep caring and loving your kids, and eventually things will turn around. And, from having 55 kids out of 3 programs, it ended up right now we're at close to 90.
Let's talk about the inspiration Shane had you, and as far as the program you're doing in South Hall, talk a little about that.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So the program that we're starting is called the Shane Aaron Francis Feeding Exchange, just so we could spell the word safe and get Shane's name in there. But what had happened was about a year ago, I told him that we had a real need in our community for several kids. I had a kid that got real lightheaded, and we had a discussion. It was at practice, and we'd been out of school a couple days. I said, "What's wrong with you, son?" And he hadn't eaten. And that set hard on me, and I went home and I talked to Shane just about every night. And so during the course of our conversations, I told him that I would like to figure out some way. I didn't know how we were going to do it, but I'd like to figure out some way to be able to feed the kids after school. And someday I would like to be able to feed the entire school after school that stays. The kids that are involved in band and football and basketball or whatever else it may be. So that was our vision. But I didn't know how we were going to get to it or if we would ever get around to starting it. And then when Shane passed away, it just sat on my heart really, really heavy. And I told my wife, I said, Shane always told me that I could do anything I wanted to do, that he believed in. He was just that guy that was always behind you, cheering you on and telling you that you could do whatever you wanted to do. And he would always tell me how proud he was and stuff like that. So I just heard that, and I said, it's time, we're going to start it. So this past year, a lot of people don't know this, but this past year, Shane helped me start a 3rd and 4th grade league over there, a 3rd and 4th grade team, and even scheduled a game for us to come over here and play these guys. So he did a lot of stuff for people and never mentioned it to anybody. He came over and did a lot of stuff for my program itself, my actual football program. But Shane and I started coaching in this league together. I guess it would have been, it was right after I got out of the service. 2000, we probably did our first year together in 2006, 2007. No, it was before that. It was actually before that. Wow, we coached a long time together. So, but anyway, we started down at Burnside together, and he came up one day and just said, "Coach, it looks like you need some help out here." I said, "I really do." He said, "Do you remember me? We played in school together." I said, "Sure I do, Shane." And he said, "Well, I'm willing to help." And I said, "That's all it takes to be a coach, is somebody that's willing to spend time with the kids." We started, and he fell in love. A lot of people don't know this. The 2nd or 3rd year we were together, Shane stepped up and bought brand new uniforms for the entire football team out of his own pocket, he and Melissa. They paid for every bit of it. It was $2,600 that he paid for those kids to be able to have a new uniform. So he's just that kind of man. This was always his passion. It's funny how God put you in that spot, but he didn't know it was his passion until he got into it. And I would say every year, "Man, you ready to let that league go?" "No, Coach, I'm still working on it. There's some things I want to do." "Well, what do you want to do?" "Well, I want to make sure we're going all over the state and playing all-star football, because that makes our kids better. And when they get to the high school," he was always about putting the best kids to the middle school and then on to the high school, so that you guys can be ultra competitive. And I'm going to tell you, if you go back and you look at this league and you look how this league has grown, and then you look at Southwestern and Pulaski County football, it is absolutely linked to this football league.